Hello, boys. O's? Fuck. Hello, boyos.
Hello, boyos.
Welcome to Last Week in Games, where everything is, and always will be, video games. Last week, Rockstar's given away free games. Phil Spencer has stated the obvious, and literally everyone is calling for Bobby Kotick to resign. Now, this is a lengthy, meaty episode for all you young boys and girls that are listening. So just stick around, stay in it, be good to everyone. Jake, how you been? Doing good. You've been doing good.
Yeah. Nick just had a stroke.
Yep.
No, yeah, I've been good, man. Just hanging out. We had Friendsgiving over the weekend, which was very nice.
We sure did.
Got to hang with all the friends, which was nice because last year we didn't get to do that too much. So it's nice this year to actually get to be with the friends. And by the way, speaking of giving and friends, we do have a charity thing going on right now. So if you watch us live on twitch.tv/lonercast, you can donate to Able Gamers, which is a really good charity. So yeah, definitely do that as well. How are you doing, Nick?
I've been doing good. You know, we just had Friendsgiving. That was really fun, hanging out with the friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know. I think we might make that like an annual thing.
A family tradition.
A family tradition.
Because you know what? Friends are family, you know?
That's right. It's the family you choose.
Yeah.
The biggest thing for me
Been a long time without you, my friend.
Yeah.
Sorry.
The biggest thing for me is like you get people who like moved out of state. There's no really family. They're just they don't talk to their family. Their family's racist. Their family's left. Their family's right. Their family's black. Their family's white. You know, and they're just like, I don't like any of these people. So I'm gonna hang out with the people I do like, and that's you guys. So
yeah,
I think we're the weekend before Thanksgiving is a great time to just reconnect with everybody that wants to reconnect, and everybody fucking cooks something and brings it, and it worked out super fucking good, and it was delicious.
It's true.
Yeah.
There wasn't a single fight, you know, the entire time, which was nice.
Usually people are like brawling.
Yeah,
you know?
At a Thanksgiving, but a Friendsgiving, no, everyone, it's all love and compassion.
Yeah, it's all love. At one point, the soundtrack for Fast and Furious came on.
Tokyo Drift in particular.
Everybody had a good laugh about that.
Yeah. Yeah, especially since Thanksgiving is coming up, and like, dude, I've got family members coming into town. I know they're not watching this, so I don't care. But like, oh my god, I'm not looking forward to it. Just like
exactly.
a lot of people I just don't want to even interact with, but you have to.
But you have to go. Yeah, you have to go. That's the thing about Friendsgiving. If you don't want to go, you don't have to go. But
you
chances
want to.
are you're gonna want to go because
exactly.
It's the family you chose, or the family that chose you. Either way.
yeah.
Either way.
You don't choose family. Family chooses you.
I just realized that our fucking lights are the exact same.
Yeah, dude.
I
just have it set up for Spider-Man.
It's for Spider-Man, yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's beautiful.
Anyway, go watch our Spider-Man reviews, you bastards.
Go watch them. They're fucking fantastic. Spider-Man's
they're
fantastic.
amazing.
They're ultimate.
Well, not yet. Maybe one day.
One day. What have you been playing? It's been a week. You know, you've had some time. You've had some stuff. You beaten Psychonauts yet?
I haven't beaten Psychonauts yet. I was planning on beating it yesterday.
Yeah, no, that's what you told me. You told me at Friendsgiving. You're like, I'm gonna beat it, and then I'm gonna move on to Shin Megami Tensei.
Yeah, which I haven't started that either, but I did buy it. I will play that maybe tonight. But things came up with Psychonauts. I will beat that this week though. I'm like so fucking close to beating it. But I did play Halo, which I know you played as well. And And
We can talk about that for a minute if you want.
I would love to talk about
Let's
that for a
fucking
minute.
talk about some Halo. Oh, the multiplayer. We didn't get our hands on the single player like some people have, but we played the multiplayer.
Yeah, Halo. I think both of our opinions. I don't know what's happening to Nick there.
I'm fighting a sneeze. It's still stuck in my nose. I'm fighting a sneeze.
Yeah, I think both of our opinions are going to be very controversial ones when it comes to Halo, because I already know your opinion, sort of. My opinion's maybe not as hardcore as yours, but I didn't grow up as a Halo guy, right? I didn't have an original Xbox. I had a PS2. I had a 360, but I never played Halo for some reason. I played Gears of War, I played Call of Duty, I never really got into Halo. And then I got a PS3, and I've gone back and played the old Halo games since then. And they just never wowed me, And maybe that's because I played them after playing Destiny, which I feel is a better feeling game in pretty much every regard. And specifically Halo 5, which was the last one, right?
I believe so.
Yeah.
I believe so.
And that was like the first one made by 343, if I'm not mistaken.
I think Halo 4 was 343.
Was it Halo 4? Okay, whatever it was. Whatever the first 343 is, I remember playing that game and being like, this doesn't really feel like Halo. And this isn't good. And it was universal, right? Like, it was pretty universal that everyone was like, yeah, it's kind of not great. And I go into this new one, the multiplayer, that is, and I feel as though they've tried very hard to make it feel like OG Halo in a lot of ways. While at the same time, missing the point of why Halo was good. And this is coming from a non-Halo fan, but to me, Halo like pushed the boundaries and sort of changed first-person shooters, right? Like it's not the fact that it was, the shields and blah, 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 all these different Halo things. It's that they were doing something different, which is what I would expect from a new Halo game, is to try and do something different and make it feel better. But instead of feeling better, it just feels like the first two games, which are old. And this game has an old feeling, which I understand. That's probably why people are into it, because it's like the nostalgia of it. I just don't have that nostalgia. I think it's a fine game. I think it's fun. I think it's like kind of I don't know, that like when you shoot something, it feels like there's no impact there. Like I feel nothing when I shoot something. When I even when I just like pull the trigger, it just doesn't feel like impactful at all. The shields are annoying. I don't know, man. Starting with the same weapons over and over again. And you said it best the other day. You're like, I think Splitgate is better just because at least Splitgate did something different. But, the one thing that this game has on Splitgate is that it has an endless amount of money to make these crazy maps, which I will say the maps are impressive and nice. So that's kind of my review of the Halo multiplayer. For now.
And this is where I jump in and say I hate this game.
Okay.
No, it's not that bad. I do have to preface it by saying I have not played it on controller yet, and I hear that makes a load of difference. And I'm not really one that likes playing first person shooters on PC on keyboard and mouse. Just don't like it. It doesn't feel good. I don't feel immersed in it. I also have to preface it by saying I'm running a 1060 i7 setup, so I have to run it at maximum medium in order to get like a decent frame rate.
It's better than me. The minimum requirements are a 1050 Ti, and in my computer I have a 1050 Ti, so I'm running that shit on low. So I should preface that as well.
So With that out of the way, the game doesn't look good. Again, I have a 1060.
Yeah, I'm sure
It does not look good on medium. It does not feel good on medium. I can't seem to get the sensitivity up high enough to where I can even do anything. I can't hit anything. I feel like the controls are a little janky on the not on PlayStation, on the keyboard. I just don't like where they're set up, and I know that's regular. I just don't like the keyboard as a controller. What else? The guns, like you said, don't have any impact. And when I get into the game, I feel like I don't know where. And this is kind of a learning curve and kind of like an experimentation thing. It's not obvious where any guns are or what they do. Because I haven't played a Halo since Halo Reach, and there's new guns. There's guns I haven't heard of. Like there's a rail gun. There's a gun that like shoots a grenade and it bounces and then blows up or something like that, and then you can move it, I guess, if you're aiming down the sights. I don't know what gun I'm picking up. The shotgun is no longer called shotgun. It's called like Pitbull or something. And I'm like, I think this is a shotgun. And then people are like, oh yeah, that's a shotgun, but it acts differently. And I'm like, okay. I don't like the maps at all. I think the maps are extremely boring and extremely plain. It's just like, where are we fighting? In this giant open field or this giant open field? It's like probably the giant open field with a couple of rocks surrounding it. And that's the only. I've only played a few matches, but it seems to be giant open field or giant open field. What else? Again, I don't understand the abilities or why they're even in the game. I wish that they would go with like a loadout sort of situation rather than you start with a shitty assault rifle and a pistol that's fairly decent for these long range encounters. I just don't like it. The driving feels janky. Everything just feels janky to me. It moves okay, but I feel like I'm not in control 100%. And I've had nothing but problems trying to load this game up through the Xbox Game Pass app. It's like the first time I loaded it up twice. I don't know how that was possible. I was just like, oh, you have it running and you have it running again. The Xbox interface is terrible because you have to, like, in order to become friends with somebody, you have to follow them. They have to follow you, and then you can get invited to the thing.
It's like Twitter, yeah.
I don't understand that. So I've been having a really hard time with the menus and just matching up with people. It doesn't put you all in the same group sometimes, even if you have like 4 people and that's the group. Like it's like, no, we're gonna split you up across 4 different groups, and it's like, what is the point? Yeah, I don't like the weapons. I don't like the gunplay. I think this game is just Halo 3 without custom games, and I think that's the one thing it's missing. Like when I first played Halo, I played on the Xbox original, the OG Xbox, and I played Halo 2 LAN style. Like we LAN hogged everything, and we had 2 separate Xboxes, 4 people on one, 4 people on one, and we played split screen, essentially 8-player split screen, and I had a gay old time playing multiplayer. Halo 3 comes out. I played that on the 360. Everybody's fucking got custom games. Everybody's got custom maps. Everybody's got, like, fun shit to do. This doesn't have any of that. It's just, let's try to fucking get this battle pass done. I think, like, there's no, like, there's no creativity with this. It's just like, let's do a basic shooter. That's it. Let's just do a basic shooter.
That's well said.
Let's not do anything else. Let's just do what everybody else is doing. And it brings up it it goes to your point of like they have no creativity with this. There's nothing new in this game. It's just I feel like they wanted to get the nostalgia factor, and I agree that the nostalgia is very strong in this game. People will really, get that rush of nostalgia, and I think that's all it has going for it. It's just like I remember this game, even though it's a brand new game. I don't get that. Even playing those old games, those games got me into like multiplayer mostly. But I don't know. I feel like Call of Duty is just doing a little better with like their gun customization and their game modes and stuff like that. This is just the same rinse and repeat stuff. It's just not for me.
Our friend who's been on a few of our podcasts, his name is Austin Allison. He writes for Collider, but he wrote up a review of Ghostbusters Afterlife, and I feel like it's appropriate for this Halo game as well. He puts it this way for Ghostbusters, which is just sort of funny. For a film with tons of ghosts, it was pretty soulless, and I feel the same about Halo. There's something that he puts in his review of Ghostbusters Afterlife, and take this with a grain of salt. I haven't watched Afterlife, but I'm just relating this to Halo. This movie operates on a lot of what I call the fanboy gaze, or like the member berries. And that's how I feel about Halo, where it's the fanboy gaze. It's just like we're putting the shit that you remember, but we're not doing anything different. And it's almost like, dude, I could just go play, the Master Chief Collection for that. Yep. So I don't know.
It's very strange the direction they went, and I was really surprised that they put in like abilities where you like throw down a shield or get something. I don't know what all the abilities are. You have like a pushback ability, and it's like this was in Reach, but everybody fucking hated Reach.
I feel like Reach has, in hindsight, is remembered a bit more fondly than when it actually came out.
Right? Yeah. No. Not everybody hated Reach. I really enjoyed Reach.
I liked Reach a lot.
But the abilities, the like bubble shield, people hated that shit. The running, the flying, I think was one of them. People hated that, but at least they were doing something different. They had loadouts. It's like, if I pick up this thing, I get a bubble shield. So it has its own things. I just feel like this is just a soulless first-person shooter.
They do something. They do something interesting in this game. I don't know if you noticed, where running is like barely faster than just the normal walk. It's kind of sneaky how they did that.
I mean, Halo, the good Halos, the Halos that everybody says are the best Halos, didn't even have run.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's what I mean, though. They like kind of sneakily did that in this game.
Yeah,
because it's more just like they added the animation. You don't actually go faster, which is fine. I'm actually okay with that.
And so I don't know. I don't like it. I don't enjoy it. I have to play it on a controller. Everybody's telling me, like, you have to play it on a controller. Sort of like Back with Blood. It's like, you have to play it on PC. And I'm like, yeah, but I just don't like the game. Like, it's not about, like, it doesn't feel good. It's just, it's just boring. It's just a boring, nothing new game.
No, I'm with you. It just feels like, another battle pass. I think you put it perfectly. Like, it's just another battle pass to finish. There's nothing special going on. And I'm surprised that it seems like we're the only ones saying this. When just a few years ago, everyone was shitting on the last Halo. So it's like, what the fuck changed? I have no idea. Maybe COVID just made everyone soft, I guess. I don't know.
Fucking time. There hasn't been a game like a really good multiplayer game that's come out this year.
Yeah, maybe
it's time, and it's
Battlefield just came out. I don't know.
People hate that game for some reason, but it's literally the same fucking game that they've.
I know it's the same shit.
5 years.
That's doing the same shit that Halo's doing, and that's getting all the hate. I don't get it.
It's literally the same thing. Speaking of games that are the same thing, I've also been playing Back 4 Blood.
Oh yeah, I want to hear what you think.
I just played that for about an hour. I want to say. I played it with a full squad on keyboard and mouse. It's fine. It's hard. I don't like the challenge of it. I don't like the items. I do really like the cards and how the cards change things. I like the deck sort of gameplay about it, where you build your character up, but also the enemies are also building up as you go along. I think that's really cool. But all in all, it feels just like Left 4 Dead. And I don't know. It's just maybe there's no story in it like that. I can't follow a story. It's usually just like, take this thing, get to here, take this thing, get to here, go defend this area for a while, go over here, make it through this area. And it's like, yeah, okay, this is Left 4 Dead, but different maps, which I'm totally fine for. But I think this game is decent. I think it's decent.
Yeah, because I think what you said there, it's true. It is just Left 4 Dead, but it's a new coat of paint on it, and the new card system. It's a bit harder than Left 4 Dead, I would say. Yeah. But yeah, I would agree. It's not like anything to write home about. It's fine. I had a good time. I think if it wasn't free on Game Pass, I would not fuck with it at all. Yeah. But I think it's okay.
Again, it's one of those games. I feel like I would like it a little bit more if I was playing on controller, because like the buttons, like sprinting and crouching and aiming,
like pressing shift for sprint.
Yeah, I don't know. Like putting your hand like this and having your hand way over here to aim, like that is not like here. You're shooting a gun, right? You're shooting a gun. You're aiming. You're shooting a gun. You're throwing a grenade. It's all.
Is that here. How you throw a grenade in real life too?
That's how I throw a grenade in real life.
Yeah,
it's like you just take it, put it on your finger, and you just no, it's I have to play it on
I just don't think you're used to PC. For me, it's like nice to go back to PC because like I grew up playing on PC, and like it's been nice to play a few PC games. But I agree with Halo, like. Yeah, it does not feel good with mouse and keyboard. It barely feels better on controller, but
it's funny that you say like go back to it and for the nostalgia of like playing on PC. But like I think I would have that if I had a different mouse. I have like a normal mouse.
Me too.
Me
too.
But like you know me, I know you even. We're the ball mouse guys, you know. I use this one and you use the one where you move your fucking fingers. Like that's just how it is. Like if I wanted to go back and play computer games,
go pick one up, dude.
I have it on my Christmas list. So if I don't get it for Christmas, then I'll probably pick it up myself. Yeah. They're like $50, and it's like hell yeah, dude. Yeah. And then I won't need a mouse pad.
True. You should see my setup because my computer takes up like my whole desk and my screen and all that stuff, and then it's got like the pull-out thing for like a keyboard or whatever. So I've got my laptop with the keyboard on up above, and then right below that I've got my mouse. So it's like I'm stacked up on top of itself. It works. It works though. I'm able to play.
So all in all, I've been playing some decent games. Like Halo's fine. Back 4 Blood, it's okay. And then I've been playing Gloomhaven still, which I can't fucking put down. I just can't. Every day at work, I'm like, hey, I wonder if the boys will be on when I get home, and I can play a couple hours of Gloomhaven. But no, we were playing Back 4 Blood, and I'm like, all right, I guess I'll fucking play. But other than that, that's all. Anything else you've been playing?
Not really. Tetris and all that stuff, but
basic, same old shit.
Same old shit.
Then if that's it from you, let's get into the titties.
Ooh, titties.
All right. First little titty. Warner Brothers fucking released a Smash Bros. Clone called WB Multiverse. It looks like fucking Smash Bros.
Sort of.
But with Warner Brothers characters.
And about 10% of the effort.
I don't know. It looks okay.
Well, it's also free to play.
It is free to play, which means that it's going to be extremely monetized.
Filled with microtransactions.
Yeah, for sure. It's going to be extremely monetized, and they're just going to have infinite characters as long as people keep paying for them.
I do have a list here of all the confirmed characters.
Okay. Well, you can read it off. I've got a list as well. I probably can't name all of them though.
Oh, okay.
Especially this first one. I don't know what the fuck this reindeer.
Oh yeah, the first one is kind of hard. Here it's Shaggy from Scooby-Doo.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. I know Shaggy from Scooby-Doo.
And it's I like Shaggy from Scooby-Doo in this game. They've got him set up like the meme, so he's got like an aura around him and shit, which is funny. They also confirmed that Matthew Lillard is coming back to play him in the game, which is cool.
I saw a screenshot of his like biography, and it is literally like Shaggy after obtaining the power of the stones or some shit like that. Yeah. Shaggy has become the ultimate power of the universe or something, and it's like, fuck, dude, this is great.
They just went full on meme with it. I would love if they actually like made a movie with Matthew. You need Matthew Lillard to do it, where he actually is like the ultimate power. Yeah, and then Rain Dog is
that what it is? Rain Dog. Yeah, that's like an OG character, right?
He's a multiverses original character.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I don't either.
Steven Universe. Yeah, so we get to beat up a kid, which is cool. Garnet from Steven Universe. Harley Quinn. Arya Stark, which is interesting. Finn the Human from Adventure Time. Wonder Woman. Jake the Dog from Adventure Time. Superman from DC Comics. I like that they have to specify. From DC Comics. Batman. Bugs Bunny, of course. Nice. Tom and Jerry. That's all that's really confirmed so far.
More revealed soon. Yeah, so I actually like the lineup.
Well, I'm looking at like the picture here of like Shaggy. I think I see like Gandalf right there.
Yeah.
That looks like Gandalf in that.
Well,
like,
I'm looking at something too. Leak proves Warner Brothers multiverse game is real. This is like a leak that came out earlier, and I see Gandalf in there, and I also see Rick from Rick and Morty in there.
Yeah, I guess he's a Warner Brothers thing.
So take that with a grain of salt, considering it's a leak.
Whoever the fuck was in that new Space Jam movie is probably gonna be in this multiverses game.
LeBron James.
LeBron James, dude, that'd be hilarious. Michael Jordan.
You know, it'd be great is if LeBron James had a like the B side is the what do they call it in Smash Bros, where you have like the clone fighter.
Oh yeah, that's exactly it. Right?
Is that what it is? You have like the mirror image. You have Michael Jordan, and then you also have LeBron James. So it's skin
the mirror fighters. Yeah,
the mirror fighters. Yeah. So
not a trophy fighter. Yeah.
Yeah. No, you've got the skin. You can change the skin, but their moves are pretty much the same.
My guesstimation is, since it's a free game, it'll launch with like
bare bones characters.
Yeah, like 8-10 characters, and then you will have to pay for the next characters. Unlock them or whatever.
What I really like in this one is there's skins for each character. Like, it doesn't look like they're skimping out on content. I watched a thing where I think Bugs Bunny was like going through skins or something like that, and it's like, oh, that's cool. Smash Bros didn't do that. The new Nickelodeon fighters didn't do that. So within each character, every character has their own.
I mean, Smash Bros has different skins.
They have different colors
and skins. Yeah,
I don't think so.
I mean, there's like Dark Link, like yeah. Some of the different skins are just different colors, but yeah, they all have like different skins.
Yeah, I don't know.
For sure. Go through Smash Bros, dude. There's a lot of like different, yeah.
Yeah, but not like this though, where it's like, Bugs Bunny is now a chef, and now he's a martial artist, and now he's, something else. It's not that different. It's like Bugs Bunny is.
I mean, we were just talking about the mirror fighters, so it's kind of a different skin. as well.
Yeah, yeah, but it's also a different character on
But it's
the
the same
screen.
move. It's the same move set.
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Just
Sure.
fucking tear me down, bitch.
Well,
Tear me down.
You don't tear down my Smash Bros. Ultimate. I love that game. It's perfect. It's a perfect game.
All right. Yeah. Sora. Sora. That's his name. Sora.
Yeah, Sora.
I mean, whatever. Fuck that. The last character was a fucking sword character. They can suck my dick. Yeah. Fortnite is a better Smash Bros than Smash Bros at this point. Anyway,
how dare you? It's like 100 characters in Smash Bros, dude.
There's like 1 million characters in Fortnite.
Do you really want Iron Man in Smash Bros, dude?
Yes, I do. I fucking do.
I don't know.
I do. I want everything in Smash Bros. I want that game to be 600 gigabytes.
I feel like Smash Bros is like very specifically like Nintendo shit.
You know how like Gran Turismo or Forza Horizon has like, pick a car, but in order to pick a car you have to like pick a make and model. Yeah. I wish that was like that for Smash, where it's like pick a universe and you'd be like the DC universe, Marvel universe, John Wick universe, I don't know. And then you pick your character through that. That'd be awesome.
I think John Wick's going to be in the game. Is he a Warner Brothers? I don't know.
I don't know. Anyway, next titty. Moving on. We got a long show.
Neo's definitely going to be in it, though.
He's got to.
Yeah, Neo.
Mr. Anderson. Yeah.
Mr. Anderson. Maybe Morpheus.
Maybe the chick. I forget her name.
Me too. It's been a while.
Mia? It's not Mia. That's fucking Fast and Furious. God damn it.
It's like Nebula or some shit. I don't know.
No. Anyway, Saints Row has been delayed from February to August 2022. This is bummer. This is bummer news for me and Jake, because I was really looking forward to this game. But I saw it coming. I feel like they were just blowing their load a little too early. They're like, wow, we're releasing in 3 months. And I'm like, yeah, okay. But then they showed gameplay of it. I'm like, maybe.
Trinity. That's her name.
Trinity. That's
We got there. I don't know. I don't know if I'm bummed. Oh, thank you, Brandon. Me and Zoloft.
Oh, sweet. Sweet.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm bummed about the Saints Row delay per se. I think I'm actually pretty pumped about it, because it came out the same day as Elden Ring, like the week after Sifu, like 2 weeks after Horizon Forbidden West. So I was kind of like, I'm kind of okay, and I'm sure that was like a big part of why they delayed it as well. And I know August feels like a really long time away, and it's like everyone. I've heard a few people that's like, well, it couldn't just be because of them wanting to move away from Elden Ring and those games or whatever. But like, just a reminder, games are not like movies where like you just watch them and they're done. Right. Most people buy one video game a year, so like. Even releasing
and that game is either Mario Kart 8 or Call of Duty.
Sure. But like, even releasing a game like Saints Row like a month or two after Elden Ring and all of those other games that I just stated, like, that's still really close to them. So like, giving it like a 6-month window or whatever it is, 5-6 months, is like, it's probably a safe bet. And like August, I don't know. That gives you enough time before the projected Starfield release in September.
To that though, like, we don't even know what's coming out in August.
I mean, true.
So I don't.
But right now, Saints Row's got their mark on August. Like true. That's our spot now. And
and whoever wants to step up will have to deal with the release of Saints Row, is what you're saying.
Well, I mean, like, unless it's like fucking God of War,
which is entirely possible. October is a big month for games usually,
but this is August.
That's a month before. That's hardly
coming out before God of War is better than coming out after God of War. I don't know.
True. You're right.
I don't know. Just something to think about. I don't know.
Something to wrap your noodle around. That's all we got to say about that, I think.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Let's move on to the news. I got paragraphs to read, so be ready. First bit of news. Rockstar has apologized for busted GTA trilogy. Offers free games to owners. This comes from Zach Zweisen. That's a cool last name. From Kotaku. And he says, today, Rockstar Games released a statement where the publisher apologizes for the various technical and visual issues players have documented in recent release of Grand Theft Auto: The Trilogy Definitive Edition. Stupid fucking name. Most importantly, Rockstar is promising updates to fix these issues. The publisher also announced that it will be bringing back the previously delisted classic versions of GTA Trilogy on PC via its own Rockstar store, and owners of the remastered games will get these returning classic GTA titles for free. Apparently they say, "Hi everyone, we want to provide an update regarding the unexpected technical issues that came to light as part of the launch of Grand Theft Auto: The Trilogy, the Definitive Edition. Firstly, we want to sincerely apologize to everyone who has encountered the issues playing these games." Unexpected technical issues is really fucking funny right there, because I guarantee you they knew about all of them. Moving on, the Grand Theft Auto series and the games that make up this iconic trilogy are as special to us, Lies, as we know they are to the fans around the world. The updated version of these classic games did not launch in a state that meets our own standards of qualities or the standards of our fans have come to expect. We have ongoing plans to address the technical issues and improve each game going forward. With each planned update, the games will reach the level of quality that they deserve to be. Definitive Edition. The new title update is on the way in the coming days for all versions of Grand Theft Auto: The Trilogy, the Definitive Edition, that will address a number of issues. We will update everyone as soon as it's live. In the meantime, it pains us to mention that we are hearing reports of members of the development teams being harassed on social media. We would kindly ask the community to please please ask the community to please remain a respectful and civil discourse.
That's up. Maintain.
What did I say?
You said remain. It's maintain.
Yeah. You know what? Fuck this. We would kindly ask our community to please maintain a respectful and civil discourse around the release as we work through these issues. Did I get it right that time?
You got it. Woo!
Thank you. Yay! Can't believe reading is this hard. Well, one of the goals of the definitive editions was to allow players to enjoy these games on modern platforms for many years to come. We also understand that some of you would like to have the previous classic versions available for purchase. We will be adding classic PC versions of Grand Theft Auto 3, Grand Theft Auto Vice City, and Grand Theft Auto San Andreas back to the Rockstar store shortly as a bundle. I'm turning into a radio host. Additionally, everyone who has purchased Grand Theft Auto: The Trilogy, the Definitive Edition for PC from the Rockstar store through June 30th, 2022 will receive these classic versions in their Rockstar Games Launchers library at no additional cost. We will update everyone as soon as these are back in the Rockstar store. Once again, we'd like to thank everyone for their patience and understanding while we work through these updates to ensure these games meet everyone's justifiably, whatever.
Justifiably.
That's it. That's the one. They're high standards. Sincerely, Rockstar Games.
Yeah. So, can I jump in here?
You fucking go for it. I just talked my fucking head off.
I think this statement is a mixed bag. Because I think it's like, as far as statements after the train wreck, that was what they released. I don't think it gets much better than what they released here. But at the same time, it's like just kind of shitty that we need to have a statement like this from Rockstar at all. Also, I don't agree with harassing people or whatever, but like throwing that in the middle of this statement here, this is a very weird comparison, but hear me out. It reminds me of when Kevin Spacey released his statement about, sexually harassing children. And in the middle of that statement, he's like, and also I'm gay.
Right. I remember that. Yeah.
And it was like almost to like detract from like what's really going on here. So like, hear me out. I don't agree with, don't harass people. Like that's stupid. But at the same time, like maybe different place, to address that. But I think it's cool that they're like, yeah, we're putting the originals back on there, but also kind of lame that they took it off the PlayStation Store as well. And they're not putting it back on there. I don't know. And like you mentioned earlier, like when they're like, unexpected issues. How unexpected were those issues? How the fuck did you not notice? There's no way.
Was anybody playing these games prior to release? Like, did you have QA testers? No? Okay, that makes sense. Like, if they just told me, hey, sorry guys, we didn't have QA testers, so we do now, and it's you guys. This was a beta, by the way. Yeah. Like, I would be, like, more inclined to feel sympathy for them, but they're just so scummy that they released these games, in the state that they released them, and are just like, we're sorry.
Yeah, it's wild. What do you think about this statement?
I hate this statement. It is so... well, first off, it's so PR. It's just like we need to get. We're just anything that makes it sound like we're the bad or we're the good guys here, especially when people. Where was it? Fuck, Jesus, this thing's so long.
It's a long thing, yeah.
Yeah. So the thing about being harassed online, all the developers being harassed online, it's like, did you really have to put that in here? Like you were saying, it's like. Put that fucking before everything. Like, as shit was happening, go, hey guys, remember, real people worked on this, and
that could have been like that could have been like a Twitter post or something. Like, hey, it pains us to mention that we're hearing reports of members. Like you probably just could have made like a Twitter post or something. But also, I don't want to gripe on that too much. It's whatever. I feel like maybe they put it in there because it was so bad that they're like, this is the one thing everyone's going to be reading, so we'll just kind of throw it in there. Fine enough, whatever. But yeah, I agree, like the PR part of it. But at the same time, I will say, like, them addressing it at all is more than I ever expected. I just expected them to not say shit. And
well, on that too, the fact that they're re-releasing the original games on PC is like, whoa, okay. Well, they must realize that people are just going to buy the old games and fucking mod them like they did before, because the modders know more about what the fuck they're doing
true.
in their free time than these people who are, directing these other people to make the game. Like, I have a feeling that people in Take-Two, it's Take-Two, right?
Yeah.
Take-Two and Rockstar are like, this looks good, and they're like, I think I need more time. There's some bugs, and they're like, no, it looks fine. Let's just throw it out there. And they're like, okay, all right, you got it, boss.
In addition here, I'll just throw this in here.
Go for it.
They did drop a patch, which included like it just dropped like a few days ago, maybe yesterday. Which is supposed to like help with character models in the cutscene, like the ugly character models, some visual effects. There's like a whole list of fixes here. Localization issues, misaligned collisions, holes in maps, misplaced textures, all sorts of different shit. They said that they fixed the rain visual effects. I don't know. I haven't seen any like play time like.
Right,
to like see if he's actually
since
fixed
the update. Yeah,
but that did happen, so it's worth mentioning, I guess.
Well, I don't know how you can fix that train wreck without time. Like, you just need time, you need effort, you need money to fix all that. So I'm sure they fixed it to a degree. They may have like turned down the rain effects. Like, it's not raining anymore. It never rains in San Andreas.
Yeah.
You know,
I think for like most of us though, what we really wanted was just like a ground up remake, like they did with Crash Bandicoot. You know,
Mhm.
I think that's what we all wanted.
We'll just
or
fucking
what
take.
they did with Tony Hawk.
I mean, I know I'm asking a lot, but take Grand Theft Auto 5, which is more than 10 years old now, and
Yeah.
fucking skin San Andreas over it. You know? Like, you have the game.
I'm
you
sure
have
that's
character
I'm
models.
sure that is easier said than done.
Yeah,
but-
yeah, I know, but that's what we wanted.
Yeah, but yeah,
That's what we
I
wanted.
agree though. Yeah, like put some effort into it. They will
Yeah.
sell like gangbusters. Like I'm sure this broken ass mess sold pretty well. So like
If
you put
if
some
I
time
could-
into it, like people would buy this shit, you know?
If I could play one of those games in the style of Grand Theft Auto 5, if I could play Vice City, but it looks like Grand Theft Auto 5, if I could play San Andreas, but it looks like Grand Theft Auto 5, I would buy it. You know, for sure.
Would probably be my favorite games of all time. Like honestly.
Well, yeah,
Like,
seriously.
Yeah.
It's like you have a really good story that people love
Like the
in both of
foundation
those
is
games.
there. Yeah.
Like, you just have to put some effort into it, and it's really upsetting when a game company just throws something together, slaps some glue stick on it, and they're like, my project's done, as they fucking put it up for the science fair, and all the fucking shit starts falling off and melting, and it's like, well, I didn't think to not make it out of whipping cream. You know, it's upsetting, to say the very least. And I wish everything will take. I wish producers, directors, fucking higher ups in video game companies look at this and go, we shouldn't do that, rather than, this will make us money in the short run. You know?
Yeah.
It's
They
just
won't.
disappointing. They won't. Looking at you, Ubisoft. Looking at you, EA. It's just sad. It's sad. Gaming used to be fun. It still is fun, but now we have fucking this shit to deal with. Yeah, let's move on to the next thing, where Phil Spencer states the obvious, and he says, this comes from GameSpot, Darren Bonthius. That's a good fucking last name too. From GameSpot. Xbox boss Phil Spencer wants to see more companies tackle video game preservation. Xbox's celebration of its 20th anniversary was a bittersweet event this week, as the company announced one final drop of retro games getting the backwards compatibility treatment for Xbox One, Xbox Series S and X, with 70 games from the original Xbox and Xbox 360 consoles arriving this week. Microsoft will now focus its efforts on other projects. While the program of games preservation through backwards compatibility has currently come to an end on Xbox, Microsoft's VP of Gaming, that's a great fucking title, Phil Spencer, explained to Axios how he wants to see the gaming industry join forces to make older games available through emulation. Listen up, Nintendo. He quotes, I think we can learn from the history of how we got here through the creative, Spencer says, comparing how past works of art continued to find a new audience over the course of many years. I love it in music, I love it in movies and TV, and there's positive reasons for gaming to want to follow. Positive reasons for gaming to want to follow. I've just read that a little weird. My hope, and I think that I have to present it that way as far as of now, is as an industry, we'd work on legal emulation that allowed modern hardware to run any, within reason, older executable, allowing someone to play any game. Quote, I think in the end, if we said, hey, anybody should be able to buy any game or own any game and continue to play, that seems like a great North Star for us as an industry, Spencer concluded. So pretty much he's just saying, Fucking, we should be able to play games that you can't get anymore. We should be able to play that ET game that was garbage and everybody threw it in a dumpster fire. We should be able to play those Nintendo Smash Bros. At a tournament just because gaming is fun and should not be held accountable to the same standards that music is being held accountable in this day and age.
Right.
And I completely agree. The music industry is so fucked, and we don't need that for our video games.
Well, I don't know. I think with the music as an example, what happened was, Napster came around. Everyone was stealing music.
Right.
Until like things like, iTunes came out, and now Spotify and Apple Music, Apple Play or whatever. And I think that's what he's talking about is like, hey, instead of like, this is exactly what happened to music. Emulation started coming out. Instead of fighting it, why don't we work to make our own and like actually make our own legal emulations? Like, hey, let's sort of like, I mean, shit. Nintendo's done it a little bit with their like little fucking baby NES thing.
True.
Just do that at like a higher scale, or like just incorporate it into your consoles. Like here's the emulation section, and Nintendo's kind of doing that as well. It would just be nice if it was just like, hey, these games are available forever. Steam, I think, has been the best at it, just because every game is still available. The only thing that would hold you back, I guess, is hardware, but most games have patches to like fix for that. So, I don't know. Phil Spencer is just such a goddamn hero.
Yes.
And
he's the video game dad we all deserve.
I hate to root for like a millionaire vice president, but like, fuck, man, it's hard. It's hard when it's fucking Phil Spencer and he's just so fucking cool.
And he's right. He's absolutely right, And I think that was what did the music industry in as far as where we're at now with it. We had Napster and we had LimeWire, sorry.
Yeah.
And we had torrents, torrents and stuff like that because of mostly accessibility. And I think that's the case with video games right now. Like if you wanted to listen to a certain band, right? You'd go to your record store or you'd go to Best Buy or fucking Circuit City and you'd be like, hey, do you have this album? And they're like, nah, dude, I don't know who the fuck that is. And you're like, all right, well, where do I get this album? The internet wasn't really a thing back then.
Well, I think, sorry, keep going.
To purchase like physical things and have them shipped. So it was like, well, I'll just download the songs because that's much easier. And I have them on like a digital format and I can move them between all my devices. It's accessibility. Whereas like if you have a CD, then you have to either burn it off. And they're like, at this point, like you can't burn CDs. Like that's, they put like a fucking lock on it. I don't know. But you can't burn CDs. You can't like transfer. They make it incredibly hard to transfer files onto other things like an iPod or something like that. So like downloading torrents and MP3s and whatnot was much easier to get around than going to the store, picking up a thing, downloading it from the CD onto the thing. And if we just had if we had Spotify back in the day, people would buy Spotify 100%. It'd be like, I mean, we don't need torrents. We don't need
well, and I think that's what Phil Spencer is saying is like, if we give a legal option, people will pay for it. People like me, because like, I don't like doing that shit either. I don't like, if there's a way for me to give money to the publishers, I will do it, or to the devs, I'll do it.
Absolutely.
I think gaming is in an even worse space than music was when it comes to old games. Because at least with music, there have been over the years, 3 basically different ways to listen to music. We had vinyl records, then we had cassette tapes, and then we had CDs. You know, there were obviously other things in there, but those were like the three main things. So, you know, that was the three main things. With gaming, it's a bit worse because it's like that hardware, you can't even buy a fucking Nintendo. You know, you can't buy a Nintendo anymore. You could still buy a CD player. You can't buy a fucking Dreamcast anymore. Yeah. You can't go and find a fucking Atari Jaguar. You know, it's just not going to happen. So I think that puts like old school gaming in an even worse position than music was. And I think that's especially what Phil is talking about, because at least with music, there is a way to archive it a bit better, where you can have just a giant box full of vinyls and a vinyl record player, where I can go to Walmart and pick up a vinyl record player right now. It's not very good, but it's there. I can't walk into Walmart and buy myself an OG Xbox. So how are we supposed to preserve these games other than you know, being a hardcore collector and never actually touching the games, because you don't want to ruin them, you know, because these are like fucking antiques now, you know, and that's kind of the issue, I suppose. So like, let's just emulate these games so then we can remember these games. These games can still exist. People can still play their games. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I love Phil Spencer. I hope in the future, like, he's just like, okay, every other game that wasn't on the backwards compatibility shit, we're just going to put them all on this emulator thing that you can download for free online. It just fucking go ham.
It's just open source. Everything's open source. Like, you fucking mod it, whatever. It's free. Just fucking do whatever you want.
Only Xbox games, though, because he doesn't want to have any sort of legal issue. But,
right. Only the ones that he's able to, where Xbox is able to.
But, like, that's the thing, is, like, when there is a fucking emulator, a fantastic emulator of, like, a Nintendo game, and then Nintendo, like, shuts it down, I don't understand why Nintendo doesn't just go to them and be like, hey, can we license this from you? And, like, let's just make this legit, you know? Instead of like shutting these things down, really, video game companies should be like, we appreciate you like preserving our shit. Can we license you and give you funds to make it even better? And we'll just have you run it. And you know, it baffles me. I don't know.
Yeah, it is insane. I don't know what Nintendo is thinking.
People are so caught up in their fucking copyrights. That they forget about preservation and history. And
just, you know, just generally being a good person and doing good things. Like,
well, and they forget, you know, what it's about. It's about playing games, man. And, you know, and no one can make. Here's the biggest point of all of it. Those games that people are emulating from, you know, the early 2000s back to like the 80s or whatever, you know, from PS1, PS2, those eras, and before that as well, like, the publishers aren't making money off of those games anyway. You know, they don't sell those games. The only way you can buy those games legally is through like, you know, we have a store here in Arizona called Fallout Games, which is like a retro gaming place. But like, the publishers don't get a cut of that because it's a used game. That's all Fallout Games making that money. So like, I just don't get why they even give a shit. It's not like if you get rid of the emulations, suddenly you're going to be making so much money off of people buying that other version, because that other version doesn't exist.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, that's a good point. You're absolutely right. It just sucks. And Phil Spencer's right. And we should all listen to Phil Spencer because he is...
Bow down.
He's a video game dad, you know? He's just looking out for all of his children.
Papa Phil.
Papa Phil. We thank you, Papa Phil. Even though you are a millionaire.
We can't call you Uncle Phil. We already have one of those.
Well, he's gone, but you know.
But he's still our Uncle Phil, all right?
He's still our uncle in our hearts.
There's only one Uncle Phil. But...
We got one more story, and this is a one. Boy.
Hold on. Nick, hold on.
Okay. Me.
You've turned into a full robot, son.
Yeah. Oh no.
Is this me or you?
It's me.
Okay.
It's my fucking does this every day. Like, somebody's just in my shit right now, just hammering away.
Well, if you'd like me to read the story while you work out your internet issues.
I mean, I'll do my best, but yes, go for it.
Yeah, so then we don't have to listen to you doing.
That would be preferred.
Yeah. I'm taking over the show. It is my show now. Goddamn, we're doing it live. This comes from Otto Kratky at GameSpot. Shareholders call for Activision Blizzard CEO Bobby Kotick to resign following yesterday's report that Activision Blizzard CEO Bobby Kotick knew of sexual misconduct at the company, including instances of sexual assault and rape. A group of shareholders have sent a letter calling for his resignation. First spotted by the Washington Post, the group of shareholders who hold in total 4.8 million shares, or just 0.6% of the company, sent a strongly worded letter to Activision Blizzard's board of directors. Quote, in contrast to past company statements, reads the letter, CEO Bobby Kotick was aware of many incidents of sexual harassment, sexual assault, and gender discrimination at Activision Blizzard, but failed either to ensure that the executives and managers responsible were terminated or to recognize and address the systemic nature of the company's hostile workplace culture. The group is being led by the Strategic Organizing Center, SOC, investment group, whose executive director, Dieter Weisinger, echoed a similar message. Quote, after the new revelations, it's clear that the current leadership repeatedly failed to uphold a safe workplace, a basic function of their job. Activision Blizzard needs a new CEO, board chair, Brian Kelly, and lead independent director, Robert Morgado, with the expertise, skill set, and conviction to truly change the company's culture. If Kotick doesn't resign and Kelly and Morgado don't step down from their positions by the end of this year, the shareholder group has threatened that it will not vote for the re-election of any current board members. Similarly, the group wants the board to immediately have a review conducted by an independent expert in corporate governance to determine how and why the board failed to address the company's frat boy culture, as well as a refreshment of the board to increase diversity and inclusion. If Kotick remains in his position, the group is also demanding that his recent reduction in salary persists for 5 years and is renewed if the stated workplace goals are not met. Pretty heavy stuff. There's a lot going on there. So basically, Bobby Kotick knew about all the stuff that came out, and he's still there. And this group of shareholders are like, hey, maybe he shouldn't be there. and the other leads maybe should not be there anymore. And if you don't do that, we're not voting for any other board members. Everyone's getting fired, basically. Even though they have zero power when it comes to being shareholders, as board members, they do have a lot of power as far as like voting for new board members. I do know Bobby Kotick owns a large share, like he owns a majority share of Activision Blizzard. So like he kind of has all the power in this, but yeah, it's pretty wild stuff. Yeah,
I don't know if I'm still a fucking.
You're a bit robotic, but I can hear you.
Okay, yeah. It's kind of cool that people, the board members and the shareholders are like, hey, get this fucking guy out of here.
Yeah.
And I like that. That's a good thing. I've been messing with my internet this whole time, just testing it over and over again. I have 0.2 megabits up right now. So that's not good.
No.
And I don't know why this keeps happening. It seems to happen every day at 4:30.
Well, while he's doing that, in addition, Activision Blizzard employees launched petition urging CEO to resign. This comes from Christopher J. Brooks at CBS News. It's gotten so serious that we're at CBS now, boys. More than 1,330 employees at video game maker Activision Blizzard have signed a petition calling for the resignation of longtime CEO Bobby Kotick, who has been accused of ignoring complaints of alleged sexual harassment from female workers. Among the signers are game animators, artists, designers, and testers across the Activision, Blizzard, and King divisions. The workers said in a statement Friday that they no longer have confidence in Kotick and that his alleged mishandling of sexual harassment cases runs, quote, counter to the culture and integrity we require of our leadership. Quote, we ask that Bobby Kotick removes himself as CEO of Activision Blizzard and that shareholders be allowed to select a new CEO without the input of Bobby, who we are aware owns a substantial portion of the voting rights of the shareholders. So yeah, of course, now even the Blizzard employees are like, we need to get rid of Bobby. This guy's a real big jokester. You know, the more I read about this Bobby Kotick guy, I have to think, this guy's a real jerk.
Yeah.
This guy's a real piece of work, huh?
Complete asshole. I don't know if you have it in the write-up here, and I don't know if I'm sounding normal anymore.
A little robotic.
But I saw a post where he said he will resign if he can't turn his studio around, if he can't turn his Activision around. And I don't know what the fuck that means. He's like, hey guys, if this doesn't work out and I just don't do anything about it, I'll resign.
Yeah.
But I fucking don't think he will. Like, it doesn't sound like this guy cares. He doesn't give a shit about whatever it is that's going on.
This is not a thing where you get a second chance, bud. Like that is fireable. Like, you knew about sexual harassment in your workplace and you just kind of went with it. Also, it's come out recently. I don't have this written down anywhere, but like a lot of the people on the board are old Bobby Kotick friends. So like, the cards are in his favor even still, and I doubt he's even going to step down. But maybe the board will turn on him because this is like really, really bad press, especially with this next part. But like, yeah, it's just, the fact that I don't think it's long now until most of these employees, plan a strike for him to step down, which would be actually really awesome and like kind of maybe a calling card for the rest of the industry that maybe we should start unionizing this shit so we could start seeing more strikes in the industry, so we could start fixing a lot of these issues that we've seen over the past 2 years. We've seen it with Activision Blizzard. We've seen it with Ubisoft. Just constantly, we have these issues, and it wouldn't be as bad of issues if these workers had unions to fall back on. So this might lead to that, and I think that's good news in my opinion. Nick is frozen. Nick is super frozen. So next, in addition here, Xbox Chief says he's evaluating relationship with Activision. This comes from Jason Schreier at Bloomberg. Microsoft Corp's head of Xbox said he's evaluating all aspects of our relationship with Activision Blizzard and making ongoing proactive adjustments, quote, in light of the recent revelations at the video game publisher. In an email to staff seen by Bloomberg News, Phil Spencer said he and the game leadership team are, quote, disturbed and deeply troubled by the horrific events and actions at Activision Blizzard Inc. This type of behavior has no place in our industry, Spencer wrote. He joins a swell of outcry from employees to investors and shareholders in demanding a stronger response from the US's second biggest gaming publisher. On Wednesday, Sony Group Corp's PlayStation chief Jim Ryan sent a similar note to staff, writing that he and his leadership were, quote, disheartened and frankly stunned to read that Activision has not done enough to address a deep-seated culture of discrimination and harassment. And this is where it turns from, like, you know, a bunch of the board members are friends with Bobby Kotick to being like, fuck our friendship with Bobby Kotick. If we lose our deals with Xbox specifically and PlayStation, because Jim Ryan is also saying stuff, then this is just bad news for the company in general, and you got to get Bobby Kotick out of there to keep the company going. And this once again proves that Papa Phil is a true hero to video games, and God bless his soul. Nick is back slightly. What do you think?
Just slightly? Slightly. I don't know how long this is going to last.
Not long at all. Oh, boy. Why don't you try leaving Discord and coming back in? No. Oh, boy. This is the blessings of doing a show live.
We really need to get into like a studio or something.
Yeah, so then we can do it live, and it's just gonna die out at your house anyway.
Hey, that's fine. You know, at least we're in it together. I'm gonna go reset everything.
Okay, I'll close out the show.
You just close it out. If I'm back before you close it out, that's fine. Yeah. Okay, I'll be back.
Nick had a lot of thoughts on Activision, and we'll never know. Maybe he'll talk about it next week. But once again, I do think this is like this is, you know, this says a lot about where Activision Blizzard is as a company, and the fact that Phil Spencer is like, we're looking at our future relationship with Activision. This could be a game changer for the future of Activision. Definitely, Bobby Kotick needs to get out. If the the staff are going to strike, Phil Spencer is like, nah. I'm sure Jim Ryan maybe won't ban the games outright from the PlayStation Store, but maybe no further, exclusive deals with them or whatever. So, I mean, this is huge news for Activision Blizzard, and we will see what happens. So yeah. Anyway, what to look forward to next week? Farming Simulator 22 comes out on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Switch, and Stadia, November 22nd. Death's Door comes out on PS5, PS4, and Switch, November 23rd. Disney Classic Games Collection comes out on Xbox One and Switch, November 23rd. Here are some recent reviews via OpenCritic. Battlefield 2042 got a 69% from 74 critics. Shiny Pearl and Brilliant Diamond got a 77 from 37 critics. So not great, Bob. Once again, if you have any questions or comments that you would want to talk about, this would be the time that we would normally take questions and stuff. Nick's obviously not here, but if you're watching us live on YouTube, leave comments in the YouTube section, and we will talk about it next week. Make sure you check out all the other Lonercast content. I want to throw this out there. The Jake and Corey podcast has now moved to its own YouTube channel. It will continue to be a Lonercast thing, but now it just has its own YouTube channel. I'm going to be posting a video on our YouTube channel, on the Lonercast channel, with all the info and the links and stuff. So if you're interested in following the Jake and Corey podcast. Make sure you do that. Follow me on Twitter. I'm at emergencypizza_. Nick is at fatal_microwave. And you can find our show at LonerCast1 for updates and stuff from the channel. And then, of course, watch us live, twitch.tv/LonerCast. Of course, we're trying to raise money for Able Gamers right now. So if you come over to twitch.tv/LonerCast and, help us donate money. We're doing it through Tiltify. So, Able Gamers is a fantastic charity, and I would love to raise as much money as possible for them. With that is the end of the show. We're going to try and get Nick back in here so we can do our Amazing Spider-Man review, but we'll see what happens. I'll talk to you guys later.